Welcome to the channel. My name is Coach and I'm your go-to source for everything relating to TNA. And tonight was Bound for Glory, and overall, it was a pretty solid pay-per-view. It was good, it had some good moments, a few title changes, but also a few very disappointing moments. So let's get into the pay-per-view and look at everything that happened. And also, quick note, it is very windy outside where I'm at, so if that's a bit of a bother, I apologize, but I hope it's not a problem. So to start off the night, we had Mike Bailey defeating Vikingo for the X Division Championship. It was a pretty good match, very exciting as you expect with these two guys, just putting on a classic match. But there's not a lot of meat to the bone here. Mike Bailey retains. I don't think anyone expected Vikingo to win the championship. He's not even signed here. So it was a good match, but pretty obvious. Honestly, I think it would have been a good twist if Vikingo won. He would definitely be a good addition to TNA, freshen up the X Division. So yeah, but it didn't happen. Mike Bailey retained. I want to see something happen with him. Give him a real actual feud, because so far it has been a horrible reign for him. Then Spitfire defeats Rosemary and Wendy Chu and they retain the TNA Knockouts Championships. A result I do not agree with at all. Like I said, Spitfire barely appears on weekly television, and Wendy Chu and Rosemary have had such good chemistry, and they're the second best tag team in wrestling right now by far. And after the match, after losing, they broke up. Rosemary turned on Wendy Chu and it looks like they're going to a feud now. I don't agree with this at all. I think this was the complete wrong decision, and having them turn on each other made it even worse. I don't agree with this result at all. I don't see any benefit from anything that happened here going forward. So hopefully they can surprise me. Hopefully they can prove me wrong. But as of right now, I'm not positive about this result at all. Then Josh Alexander defeats Steve Macklin by referee's decision. Again, it was a good match. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, going into this match, I was not very invested in this story. It's not something I personally cared a lot about. I thought they were going to put Steve Macklin over, considering Josh Alexander is not committed to resigning. But no, Josh Alexander gets the victory. I don't know what's next for either of these guys. It feels like we're going into a big match with the Northern Army versus Steve Macklin, Eric Young, and someone else, possibly Jonathan Gresham. I have no clue, but I don't think this match should have been on a pay-per-view. Feels like you could have had it on a weekly episode of TNA. It didn't do a lot for me, but again, it was a fine match. Can't complain about the match, but another result I'm not completely sure about. Then PCO defeats Matt Cardona, retaining both his championships in a Monsters Ball match. I would be completely okay if we give PCO the Monsters Ball match mantle. Like, maybe we can have Abyss come down, because he works for WWE. They have that connection now. He can come down. He can pass that mantle. Maybe even Janice pass it over to PCO, because I think PCO is going to be a lifer here in TNA. I don't see any major company being after him, especially not considering how old he is. And he's very over and very good in TNA. So he's someone I can see going far, maybe even hold the world championship eventually. Then we had Mike Santana defeating Moose, another match which I really liked the result of. Mike Santana has been on an absolute tear, and winning his first big pay-per-view singles match against Moose, that's big for him. And I do think, like I said with PCO, he's probably going to be a TNA lifer. I think he's going to be here a long time, so is Moose. So I hope he gets pushed, because I think he can be a different kind of babyface that this company really needs. And I think about now he's probably ready to go after some form of championship. I would hope the X Division Championship, because Mike Bailey needs something fresh. And I think there is going to be a lot more stuff going on with Nic Nemeth. So I don't think Santana should be pushed into that area. But we should get rid of his feud with the system, give him something new, and especially in a title scene. And I think him going up against Mike Bailey would be a very interesting dynamic for me. So I hope that's the direction we're going. But either way, I'm excited for Mike Santana's future. He's been amazing and he truly deserves the championship. And the next match is one of our first major title changes. And that is Masha Slamovich defeating Jordynne Grace and becoming the new TNA Knockouts champion. I'm so happy with this result. Jordynne Grace is This probably signifies that Jordynne Grace is leaving to go to WWE or AEW next year. But besides that, I'm just happy we have a new person holding the Knockouts Championship, because this opens the door for everyone else. Because previously no one else was at the level of Jordynne Grace. Now we have someone that can realistically be defeated by lots of other people. Again, it's not as strong as a champion as Jordynne Grace is going to be, but we have time to build Masha up, and I think she's going to be in TNA for a very long time, considering she loves doing her indie hardcore stuff, and I don't think that would fly very well in WWE. Maybe in AEW, but I think she prefers being in TNA. So hopefully this is the start of something new. Apparently Gail Kim is very interested in bringing in a lot of new knockouts to TNA, so I'm just excited for what's to come with the knockouts division, and I think we're definitely entering a new era with it now. And now we have the main event. Nic Nemeth defeats Joe Hendry with some help from JBL, with Frankie Kazarian as the special guest referee. I did not enjoy what happened here at all. I was of the opinion Joe Hendry should be given the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, because we don't know how long his momentum is gonna last, right? I know we all want Joe Hendry to succeed, but maybe this is the highest he'll ever be, and to capitalize on those momentum, they should have put the belt in him, but they didn't. Nic Nemeth retains. Now, I kinda like what they're doing with JBL, him being this cowboy that just randomly appears, helping Nic Nemeth out of nowhere, no answers. But again, if this heads to Joe Hendry versus JBL on a pay-per-view, I think that's the most eyes they can probably get on TNA, but I don't know if JBL is going to step in the ring. I really don't know. I don't like what happened here. They should have put the belt on Joe Hendry. Nic Nemeth is good, he finally gets this world championship run he's always wanted, but unfortunately Joe Hendry just deserves it more. Joe Hendry has earned it more than he has at this moment. And Joe Hendry having that championship would mean a million times more than Nic Nemeth holding that championship for TNA. So I think this was a truly horrible decision. I don't know what they were thinking. At least the next match, personally for me, probably only for me, meant a lot more, as the Hardys win the TNA World Tag Team Championship for their third time in TNA. And they defeated ABC and The System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, in a Full Metal Mayhem match. This sent me back so many years. I remember back in the day when I started watching TNA in 2013, 2014, there was a best of 5, best of 6 series, some form of series between Team 3D, the Wolves and the Hardy Boys. Whoever won the match could choose the next stipulation, and the final match was Full Metal Mayhem, and it was one of the best matches I've ever seen. Send me back to those times, man, and I really enjoyed this. And I know people complain about the Hardys, but I still think they have a lot of fans, myself included, that want to see them succeed. So I don't think anyone can complain about this, and it was a good way to end the show, because you at least had the babyfaces win, and I'm pretty sure everybody loves Matt and Jeff Hardy. At least Jeff Hardy. I don't know about Matt, but I know everyone loves Jeff Hardy. So seeing him hold a championship in 2024, even though he's old, it still feels special. So that's it. That was TNA Bound for Glory. Now, as I do on the end of each of my videos, I give the show rating, and tonight's show was a 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, there was just too many matches that didn't mean anything, and too many results that I don't think are the right ones. But overall, the match quality was fairly good. It was a solid pay-per-view. I don't think it's gonna hold up to Halloween Havoc happening tonight, but I can at least say I enjoyed a good amount of it. So it wasn't horrible, but there was so many stuff I would change. But I'm gonna let it play out, see what happens, because I do still think there's potential for all of this to lead into something more. But as of right now, I don't think this pay-per-view was very good at all. But if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to cover Halloween Havoc too if you're interested in that. So leave a like, subscribe to the channel, join me, join this community, and I hope to see you again soon. Sending love from all around the world, and goodbye.